So I've played Destiny for going on 11 years, at least since 2015, shortly after Tekken King was released. And in that time, I'm not sure the actual number, but it's probably around 3,000 hours total, which compared to other people with 15 and 20,000 hours is nothing. But this is a 100% the game or the franchise in general. That's probably 3,000 hours between Destiny 1 and Destiny 2. This is 100% the most time I've ever sunk into a single franchise. And I've been a Halo fan since I started gaming, and a Pokemon fan, same. And I know for a fact that I've not sunk nearly as much time in either of those two franchises throughout all their games as much as I have Destiny. And some of my best memories is in Destiny 1 with friends from high school doing the raids late at night. Uh, when they released the final update for Destiny 1, doing all the redid raids, Vault of Glass and Crota for the very first time. And I probably grinded Wrath of Machine a lot back then. That's the one I remember doing the most anyway. Um, and those are great. And then Destiny 2 come out, and it's had its rough patches and everything. And genuinely, when we were having this rough patch after Renegades, or well, even before Renegades, pretty much after the final shape, basically it's been a rough patch. But I was hoping maybe it was just another rough patch. We'll get back out of it, things like that. And higher up at Bungie's decided months ago, which I think is way too soon. But they decided months ago that it's not coming back. They're not going to try anymore. And there's going to be layoffs, and that's going to suck. I really feel for all the developers. I mean, I'm nobody, but I feel for everybody. I feel for the people that started basically jobs, content creating off this game, like Dado or Azelcross or my name is Boff. I mean, those guys have all just lost a huge part of their lives, especially. I feel for them too. But for me, truly, I was never a hardcore player. I'm not, when it comes to skill in this game, I'm not nearly as good as the content creators or people that's playing it since alpha. I'm just not. But I would say I like to think I'm a pretty decent player. I've sunk a lot of time into it. Sadly, I've never done many raids in Destiny 2, especially. I've only ever done one of the raids all the way through and attempted a few others. But that's just the way the community was. I couldn't find anybody to stick with me to, have me learn it and everything. But that's neither here nor there. Point is, this has been quite a decent part of my life for 11 years, where I would a lot of times come home after working a second shift, getting off at 11 o'clock. I'd come home and stay up for a couple hours and just unwind playing this game. Um, Run nightfalls, get the nightfall weapon that week, things like that. Um, Specifically, I remember playing the nightfall that week to get the Wendigo when they brought it back. I don't know why I remember that more than anything, but I just remember grinding that strike for basically the whole week. I think I did eventually get a decent roll, and I don't remember. I probably still have it. I'm sure. I don't know if I ever really used it, but I still have it. Um, but stuff like that, I'm gonna miss. Which I mean, there's gonna be nightfall strikes every week, I'm sure, and they're gonna go through a rotation of 10 or 15 strikes. I guess I don't know. I don't know how any of this really works. I just know that I'm losing a part of my life. And because of that, I waited a couple days before I made a video. I haven't hardly uploaded this channel at all. 2 Minecraft videos, and neither of those are very good. And I don't expect anybody to see this video either. But for my own sake, I feel like I need to talk about this. Because I've talked to it about it with my wife, and she's supportive, and she understands that I'm a little upset about it, but she just doesn't understand she doesn't really understand how I feel, or what the feelings I'm having are. And that's okay. That's nothing against her. Gaming's not really her thing. She has her cozy games, and that's what she's got. And one day she may have that same feeling. One of her games shuts down forever and things like that. But she's been supportive, understanding of this has been a large part of my life that I'm losing. I probably started at one of the worst times for a new player to start back in Destiny 1, and that was the content drought of the Taken King. Because shortly after, I mean, it was probably a good month after Taken King released. It was whenever they released the collector's pack that come with all 3 DLCs that were out at the time. And by then, not much was happening with the game. But luckily, I had plenty to do because I just got it for the first time. I still had to play through the vanilla story and the Dark Below and House of Wolves, and do all of the Taken King and some of the raids, which I don't think I ever done any of the raids before Rise of Iron released. But I had plenty to do, and I kept myself busy. It got to the point where I had a routine every day. Once I had finished the Taken King story, I had a routine. I'd go straight to I go straight to Saturn every day. Just patrol, try to get some loot, do patrol events, things like that. Run strike playlists. I had a routine. I did that every day for a while until finally they released Rise of Iron. I got Rise of Iron, and me and a bunch of my friends ended up all playing that together. We would go grind the I don't remember what their activity was called, but it was with the patrol activity that everybody played in the Cosmodrome that was infested by Siva. If you played Destiny 1, you pretty much know what I'm talking about, even though I can't think of the name of it. But Destiny 1, Rise of Iron days, and I guess it was Moments of Triumph back then, was some of the best times I ever had playing D2. Just 100%. I mean, or Destiny 1, I mean, sorry. And those memories have really stuck with me. And things have never been the same since then, really. Because Destiny 2 came out, and immediately I still had all those friends that hopped on and played Destiny 2. But we all know that didn't take long for tons of people to fall off that game. And then Osiris come out, and that really didn't help anything. If I remember right, Osiris, after it released, was about the same amount of players as we have now. Just in general. And I guess it's part of that is why I was hopeful that we'd make it through this. That this was just another really long rough patch, and they release another Into the Light update or something like that, and things will be better. But that didn't happen, and that really sucks. I'm After June 9th, I will be losing a large part of my life, a large part of my gaming history will no longer be actively updated or really taken care of. I mean, obviously it'll still be played. And I got plenty of stuff I can do on Destiny 2 to keep me busy for a long time before I ever think about 100%ing this thing. And I probably never will, just to be honest. But I really thought this would be here for for a lot longer. I thought I'd be able to eventually have kids and still have this every once in a while that I could hop on and run the new activities or new episodes, seasons, major update, whatever. I thought I would have this for more years to come. Because even during this rough patch we've been going through, I never thought once that this would be it. And this sounds overly dramatic, but I found out waiting on movie to start at the movie theater. We got there early, so I happened to check my phone, hopped on Facebook, and first thing that popped up was Bungie sharing a post from the Destiny page saying that the last content update would be June 9th. It would be called Monument of Triumph. And that wasn't the full blog post. It was more so the introduction of the blog post and then a link to the post. I didn't read it, and thankfully the movie helped me keep it off my mind for a while. But pretty much as soon as I got out of the movie, that's all I thought about was this game. And how I couldn't believe that it was over. I really still can't. Part of me doesn't want to believe it, even though I keep watching House Cross's videos as they come out, and I've watched Bob's, Eva's, Dado. I've watched pretty much all the content creators that play this game. So that's the cool. Even Moist Critical posted a video about it. And I guess that really shows you never know how many people actually played this game, just didn't really talk about it. Because it's just something they had to themselves and to their actual close friends that they would play outside of, whatever they did. And with this, I've also met more people in my work that play Destiny regularly, or used to, and last time they were on was back in September. Literally both of them that I figured out play Destiny. Last time they played was in September. And we hopped on one night, a few nights ago, and we were just running, I don't know, whatever the Portal playlist is for 3 players. I don't remember what it was. I guess it was just Strike Ops or something like that, whatever it's called. Anyway, that's the most fun I had in a long time in this game. And that's just mostly because I've always been a solo player. Because all my friends left Destiny 2 and I stayed. And even after the long break and the game got better and Forsaken and everything, just none of my friends come back. And that kind of sucks. So it was just kind of me. And then the game came out on PC, so I downloaded it on PC. Actually, I guess... No, I didn't download it on PC until it became free to play. And then I downloaded it on PC and swapped to PC. But even then, it's... All my old friends that play D1 have never actively played Destiny 2. Especially even anything resembling the form it's in now. And Forsaken's a long cry from the form of the game we have now. And honestly, if we could go back to the Forsaken days, I would do it. But we can't. And there's no going back from this, sadly. I, like many of everybody else, have signed the petition on change.org. And I encourage anybody watching this to sign it too if you haven't. Realistically, it's not going to do anything. I know it's not. Sony is not going to put in the money to do it, especially right now, the way the economy is in the world. and just the way games are failing shortly after launch. I'm just not going to do it. But maybe something. Even if it's just like small. I don't think this will happen either, but even if they just put a small team on Destiny 2 to continue content updates at least once a year. Just a content update where they fix bugs, add new things, more story beats, just to keep us going for a while. And maybe in the future they greenlight a Destiny 2 or Destiny 3 and things will be hunky dory maybe. But in all reality, that's not going to happen. I know the petition's not going to work. I know playing marathons not going to work. Playing marathons not going to work. Boycotting marathons not going to work. Sony's just not going to do it. And I know that. And I just know that's how things are going to be, but part of me still hopes. The hopium's getting to me. And I encourage you to sign a petition. Even if all it does is show Sony and the higher ups at Bungie that people still care about this franchise. And best case scenario, they greenlight a project to incubate for a while and just kind of lightly work on. Even if it's not Destiny 3, something. And it's early Destiny 3 is what I would want them to greenlight and start working on, but it's just not going to happen. Not anytime soon, not nothing that big. Oh. I want to continue this story. In the perfect world, when they release the final shape, and the moment we beat the Witness, they should have announced Destiny 3. In a perfect world. But obviously that didn't happen. They wanted to continue Destiny 2, and that's fine. That's really fine. And I don't have a problem that they did. And I think it was Sony that didn't want it. From what I understand from the articles, the new articles that have come out from Bloomberg and Paul Tassi and everything else, and the writer of the Bloomberg article even releasing a video just talking about the state at Bungie over the past couple months. I don't think they would have greenlit a D3 around the final shape anyway. I think even as far as back then, from what I understand, Destiny 3 was just not going to be greenlit. I think then, though, would have really been when they should have done it. Even if we had to wait years for Destiny 3 to come out. If it was 2030 when it come out. If they would have at least, as soon as we beat the Witness, and as soon as that end cutscene played where we're looking at the Traveler from space, and Crow's giving us an update on everything. The message could have been just a short in-game message saying that thank you for playing the story with us. You have finally defeated the Witness and the darkness. Destiny story will continue in Destiny 3. Coming 2030, 2028, 2030, 29, whatever. That would have been the best way to end things majorly in the story of Destiny in Destiny 2. And it could still kept the episodes. I think keeping the episodes and maybe stretching them out a little bit. Maybe not stretching them out. Reworking the episodes and maybe last a little longer. Maybe instead of 1 year, making them last maybe 2 years. Just something like that, just to stretch it out, and then have a final Moments of Triumph, Monument of Triumph update for Destiny 2. And then basically like, this is what content we can give you to hold you over until the release of Destiny 3. At that point, they could have been just bug updates and no more live content. I think that would have been fine. I think people would have been pretty okay with that. It would have been dry for a while, but I would have much rather had Destiny 2 be dry for a couple years, knowing that there is a Destiny 3 on the way, and getting twids about the progress of Destiny 3 every couple months or so, than the game ending on a puff of smoke that was the Edge of Fate Renegades. And now we don't get nothing else. This is June 9th is it. You get Pantheon 2.0, Sparrow Racing League finally. Took the game dying to get Sparrow Racing League again. And bug fixes and catalyst and a new exotic and weapons and armor reworks and everything else. It took the game dying on June 9th to get so much of this content and stuff. This is what they're working on anyway for the next major update. The June 9th was going to be the date of the next major update. I forgot what it was called. And then there was going to be another DLC, another major update this year. I'm almost guarantee all the things that they're working on now was going to be stuff from this next major update and the next DLC that was supposed to come out. I almost guarantee Sparrow Racing League was going to come out the second DLC this year. But this is going to be it. They're going to halfway type some character story beats and leave them in some places that they can pick up on later, if there even ever is a later. The way things look right now, there may never be later. And if there is a later, it's going to be too late. But I hope that's not the case. I hope between player sentiment and the petition and other factors, I hope Sony and Bungie leadership at least greenlight something. Even if it's not Destiny 3. I don't want this franchise to die here. This franchise cannot die with Renegades. This franchise cannot die with a Star Wars crossover. It just can't.
Alright, Guardian. This is a smash and grab. Smash some hive, grab a chunk.
I know I've been a little bit everywhere with this. And I think that's okay, because I'm just venting about my feelings and how this game has made me feel over the years. How disappointed it's made me at times with Lightfall and Edge of Fate and Renegades and content droughts and things like that, and how awesome this game has been, especially during the Witch Queen and the Final Shape and Forsaken. Even some seasons are just straight peak. Some seasons I didn't play just because that was between Warmind and Forsaken, and even a little bit after Forsaken. I just didn't get around to playing stuff. But the season before Lightfall specifically, where Rasputin sacrificed himself to save the Traveler, was some of the best moments I had in this game specifically. The lead up to Lightfall was insane just for it to be back. Strand was awesome,
perimeter tower
but the story was so bad in Lightfall. But the seasons before Lightfall were so good. I grinded all 3 or 4 seasons that year before Lightfall come out. I was on every day I could be on, grinding this game,
We'll have a war mine up and running.
grinding this season. I think I maxed out every season past that year. And that's some of the best times I had it with this game. Even after Lightfall, I think I was pretty, maybe not maxing out every season pass, but I was pretty much playing every season on a pretty regular basis. And I'm not going to get that ever again. That's just, we're just not going to get that again. They're going to give us this content on June 9th. And Sony and Bungie are going to wipe their hands of money-making franchise that they mismanaged. And I don't know enough of the background or what goes on at Bungie to say whose fault it is that any of this happened. But I almost guarantee it's higher ups at Bungie's fault. Just from things I've read and heard and watched people talk about, I believe the mismanagement of this game is truly on higher ups of Bungie, and they are the reasons why it's in the state we're in. I mean, Fallout 76 is in a better place than Destiny 2. And there was a time where people would never be able to believe that. I've played very little Fallout 76. It's just not the game for me. And that's okay. Destiny 2 is not the game for some people, and that's okay. But I remember when Fallout 76 was clowned on so hard for how bad it was at launch. And it's going strong. I see content on it on my TikTok regularly. I even tried getting into it at one point, and it just wasn't for me. Just because of there's so many people playing it, and I think there's a new season or event happening. I don't remember. But it outlasted it, and who's to say it won't be in the same place in 5-6 years? But so far, it seems like it'll make it better than Destiny is. Warframe's been out forever. I think I played Warframe almost. Well, I haven't played Warframe regularly. I'd re-download every once in a while and play it, but it's still going strong. As far as I know, the Warframe community is doing great. The Division 2 has just had another pretty good resurgence. And it's healthy. It's got content coming regularly. I play it fairly regularly, at least this last year. And I guess I'm about to keep going. Because after I play as much as I can and get help playing as much as I can in June, I'm going to have to find something else. And maybe I'll upload some stuff to the channel playing other games. I don't know. I tried making Minecraft videos, and I think I was just during my 2-week phase of Minecraft when I started doing that. And I'm just not good at hardcore. That don't help anything either. But
Cracked it. You and Ghost are clear to move.
Destiny 2 has meant so much to me. And I don't know what I'll do without it in this future that we got going for us. But all I can hope for one day is that either Destiny 3 will finally be greenlit and we can all rejoice, or the petition does something and Bungie and Sony listens, which is a small chance.
You, Guardian.
Or I think the best case scenario is
You're right,
hopefully Bungie doesn't sink
definitely trying to correct
on the marathon ship,
using some weird interface.
and Sony greenlights some sort of Destiny project to keep the name going.
Rewriting itself with repair protocols every time we clear the bunker, so damage is minimal.
But I suspect that as much as I want the best case scenario to be that Sony at least greenlights a Destiny project for console or PC in general, I suspect they're going to try to ride this marathon train until Bungie dies. And Bungie's going to die with a game that couldn't support them because they mismanaged their free money maker. And with that, I'm going to be a little negative and say that I'm not going to play Marathon. Because first, extraction shooters just aren't really my thing. They just haven't really been. EDZ and Warzone EDZ, whatever it's called, or any other extraction mode I've played, it's just not really been my thing. And some people just aren't into that game type. And that is fine. But I think the gamble Sony and Bungie's placing on Marathon is not going to pan out. And I don't plan on supporting Marathon. Right now, Destiny 2 is doing better than Marathon. Destiny 2 has been doing better than Marathon before the announcement come out. And I get Marathon's a new game, and they've got to put money in their investment. I don't think it's going to happen. And I truly think the most realistic scenario is going to be the worst case, where Bungie's gamble doesn't work out and the studio gets absorbed into another studio or within Sony itself, or it just dies and the IPs get sold off elsewhere. Who knows? Maybe another PlayStation studio picks up Destiny's IP and they kind of do soft reboot on Destiny, and we get a D3 that's a little bit different. I don't know. I'm pulling this out of my butt. The way I feel right now is that I think we're not going to see Destiny anytime soon. Nothing new Destiny-wise, anyway. But deep in my heart, I hope that the petition does something. I don't even necessarily hope for a Destiny 3. That'd be the perfect scenario, is that Sony's like, okay, yeah, well, greenlight Destiny 3, and it'll come out in 5, 6, 7 years. Cool. I don't think it's going to happen, but I can hope. And I think that's what I'm going to do, because I think I prefer how I feel hoping that'll happen until we hear otherwise, over being so negative about it and not thinking I'll ever get to see anything from this franchise ever again. Because the last thing I want is Destiny to die after it's been building up another saga. I want to know what was going to happen with the Winnower. I want to know about all of it. I want to know how this story is meant to end. And surely it's not meant to end like this. Other than that, I think that's pretty much all my venting and ranting I got going on. Hours of Cross kind of inspired me to make a video like this, and everybody else on YouTube that's been making videos like this kind of inspired me. But if you take anything away from this video, take this away. Destiny 2 has been the most important game I've played in my life. And even if it ever comes back, just know that no matter what game comes next, Destiny has been the most important game of my life. And there'll never be another game like Destiny. The Division can't replace it. Warframe can't replace it. There will never be another game franchise like Destiny was. And if that means that franchise ends on June 9th, 2026, without finishing its story it has going or characters arcs it has been working on for years, and I've only got to hear Keith David as Zavala so few times. But if this franchise is meant to end on June 9th, let me have good memories of it. Because in a couple years, when content creators or whoever looks back on this game and there's little community talking about, oh yeah, you remember Destiny 2? How peak things were back during X season, X DLC, Forsaken, Witch Queen, or how peak things were when we defeated the Witness in the final shape. And that 12-player event that they released after the raid was beat. I want to be able to look back and not remember how it died. I want to be able to look back and remember how it lived and thrived within a community of players and content creators, and how much I enjoyed just grinding this game out. I want to remember how much fun I had. I don't want to remember how bad I felt when it died. I want to be nostalgic and hop back on and enjoy any surge of player it gets down the road. And with all the doom and gloom and everything, you never know. The Division 2 had its final update before. And now it gets regular content monthly. Or seasonally, and then it has weekly resets now. So, maybe something like that happens, but that's a totally different studio and totally different game. I think June 9th is going to be it for Destiny. I think that's the reality of it. But no matter how mad you guys are at Bungie, or how mad I am at Bungie and Sony, how mad Azrecross is at Sony and Marathon and Bungie. Not saying it's wrong to be mad, because I'm mad too, brother. And I'm going to join you in the boycott of Marathon, because I'm not touching it. I went as far as putting on the ignore on Steam. It won't be recommended to me on my Steam. Anything. Hey, you may think that's the wrong way to go about it, but that's what I'm doing. I'm boycotting Marathon. I'm gonna play Bungie, I'm gonna play Destiny 2 as much as I can after June 9th and on June 9th. Every chance I get to play this game after June 9th, I'm gonna play it. And I hope you guys join. And I hope there's a huge resurgence of players. And I hope Sony realizes how bad they messed up. Even if they never bring it back. I hope eventually they realize how bad they messed up killing Bungie's only moneymaker. But other than that, this game has been so important to me. And there will never be anything like it. So thank you, Bungie. As upset with you as I am right now, I want to say thank you for making this game happen. For allowing me to even play your game at all. And allowing me to spend thousands of hours on your games and on your story. And being able to play it as it released and the way it should have been played, from D1 Vanilla to the Rise of Iron to the Red War, all the way to the final shape. I will never forget calling out of work the day the final shape come out and just playing it, or well, really waiting in a queue half the day and then playing it. And I played the piss out of it. And when we defeated the Witness, Bungie, that was some of the best times I've ever had on your game. And I want you to know, even after everything, how thankful and how loved your franchise was. Or how thankful I am for your franchise and how loved it was. Because there'll never be anything else like it. And to all the devs that will lose their jobs in these layoffs, I hope you find another studio to work for. I hope you maybe even get to work on another Destiny project one day. I'm not mad at the devs, I'm mad at the management. I'm mad at the name, I'm mad at Sony. Bungie, thank you for creating Destiny and Destiny 2 and allowing me to play your franchise and enjoy these games and experience this story, however poorly or well crafted it could have been. Thank you. Thank you for letting me defeat the Black Heart. Thank you for letting me fight Oryx and on the Rings of Saturn. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for letting me fight in the Red War and beating Gaul. Thank you for avenging Cade. Thank you for letting me defeat the Witness with 11 other players to finish off this saga you worked so hard on.
Cold and dark in here.
And thank you for letting me be around to see the end, however sad and poorly timed it could have been. And I know we're all sad. I know things suck. But Bungie, thank you for letting me be a part of your community and letting me feel like I found somewhere to belong in the gaming space, even if I was mostly a solo player. Thank you for everything.